the 10 largest record labels in the world. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. If you're new here, welcome, and consider subscribing to my channel and click that little bell notification below. The process of releasing music and building a following has never been simpler. Record labels are there to assist artists in song and music video production, manufacturing, distribution, marketing, promotion, and copyright enforcement. By marketing and disseminating their songs and videos, record labels provide emerging artists a platform and broaden their audience. So it's time to see the largest record labels in the world. Number 10. RCA Records. RCA Records was founded as a corporation in 1929, making it the oldest record label in the world. Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson were among the many successful acts among David Bowie, Buddy Guy, Britney Spears, the Dave Matthews Band, Alicia Keys, and Justin Timberlake that RCA managed during its existence. The top albums on this label include Michael Jackson's Thriller, which debuted in 2009 and became the best-selling album of all time. As one of just 2 Canadian record labels to survive the American Great Depression, RCA gained a foothold in history as a result of the combination of the two businesses, music and phonography. Its headquarters are in New York, with themes spreading to pop, classical, rock, hip-hop, Afrobeat, electronic, R&B, blues, jazz, and country music. Number 9. Interscope Records. Interscope, operating under the Universal Music Group as its parent company and based in Santa Monica, California, features Lady Gaga, OneRepublic, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, and Eminem as their biggest artists. Before Universal, Interscope was owned by Warner. During that time, it played a significant role in the mid-90s gangster rap issue. Ted Field and Jimmy Iovine established it as a $20 million joint venture with Warner Music Group's Atlantic Records in the late 1990s, with a model that gave artists and producers complete creative autonomy. The fact that Interscope permitted the A&R personnel to make decisions, and artists and producers to exercise complete creative authority set it apart from many other record labels. Number 8. Capitol Music Group. The history of Capitol Music Groups began in 1942, with successful songwriters Glennie Wallace and Johnny Mercer teamed up with a record store owner, Buddy DeSilva, to found a record label in Los Angeles. As they developed megastars like Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and Dean Martin, they also found new talent and began Miles Davis's career. The label was later acquired by EMI in 2007, and as a result, their current artist roster is extraordinary. It features Katy Perry, the Bee Gees, and 50 Cent, and is based in Los Angeles, California. In its revered studios, musical icons like the Beatles and the Beach Boys have recorded some of their best singles. As of right now, Universal Music Group serves as the parent business of Capitol Records, now known as the Capitol Music Group. Number 7. Columbia Records. Another American record label that's been around for more than a century is Columbia Records, which was first established in 1887 as the Columbia Graphophone Company. It was the music company in pre-50s America, in great part because of the economic success of its disc records and patented graphanola. Always creative, Columbia created a lot of advancements in the music industry, including the LP and the stereo record. They paired their state-of-the-art instruments with an incredible music collection that spanned everything from punk rock and pop to big band and avant-garde jazz. Columbia Records, one of the most significant divisions of the Sony Music Entertainment Group, currently earns over $3 billion annually. Number 6. Virgin Records. In the 1970s, Virgin Records started as a mail-order company with advertisements on the back of its magazine. Behind this were Richard Branson, Simon Draper, Nick Powell, and Tom Newman. Virgin initially served as the progressive rock label for England and Europe before being ushered into the punk rock era. Their musicians at the time included the Sex Pistols, Culture Club, Public Image Limited, Human League, Skids, Simple Minds, and XTC. The label also added more well-known musicians like George Michael, Paula Abdul, Genesis, Keith Richards, the Rolling Stones, Smashing Pumpkins, and the Spice Girls, in addition to all the mergers, acquisitions, and buyouts. Based in Hollywood, California, Virgin Records now features Janet Jackson, Genesis, and Jared Leto as their main artists. Number 5. BMG Rights Management. BMG Rights Management, also known as BMG, was established in 2008 following the sale of Bertelsmann's interest in Sony BMG by the German conglomerate. This began in Berlin, Germany, and now has 15 locations all over the world. They now control publishing companies like Virgin Music Publishers, Bug Music, Chrysalis Music, and others. Subsidiary record labels owned by BMG Rights Management include Mute Records, BBR Music Group, Rise Records, RBC Records, and others. BMG Rights Management has agreements with musicians and bands like Avril Lavigne, The Rolling Stones, Kylie Minogue, and the Backstreet Boys, as well as Akon, the Black Eyed Peas, Dido, Evanescence, and more. Number 4. Atlantic Records. The year 1947 saw the founding of Atlantic Records by Ahmet Ertegun and Art Abramson. Led Zeppelin, Queen, AC/DC, Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, and Natalie Cole are some of the most well-known performers in the group. They also own Warner Brothers Records, the label that releases music from rock groups like Metallica and the Foo Fighters. They're most well known for their jazz, R&B, and rock and roll musicians, including Big Joe Turner and Ray Charles. Because of all that talent, they were able to recover financially from the 1948 strike, which seemed to be a catastrophe at the time, but actually benefited them so much more. Number 3. Warner Music Group. Beginning in 1957, the year Paramount Pictures, a studio that competes with Warner Bros., scored its first #1 strong, the Warner Music Group tells its story. The song was Tab Hunter's lackluster Young Love, which was published by Paramount's now-defunct Dot Records. To emulate the success of its rivals, Warner Bros. Established its music branch in 1958. This monster of an entertainment conglomerate trades on the NASDAQ and has a massive number of subsidiaries. The company is best known for owning the illustrious record labels Atlantic Records, Elektra Records, Parlophone Records, and Warner Records. The music label was able to maintain its position at the top for more than 50 years, with the help of Warner Bros.' enormous influence. Number 2. Sony Music Entertainment. Currently, Sony Music Entertainment, known as SME, is the world's second largest record label featuring Pink, Black Eyed Peas, and Adele. The business was first established in 1929 under the name American Record Corporation. Before being renamed Sony Music Entertainment in 1991, SME underwent some alterations and acquisitions. SME operates a sizable number of subsidiary labels, including but not limited to RCA Records, Epic Records, and Arista Records. The business boasts $5.77 billion in revenue and is headquartered in New York. Number 1. Universal Music Group. MCA and American Decca Records combined to form Universal Music Group, or UMG. They currently maintain connections with more than 60 countries around the world, including Japan, Latin America, and Australia. It has become the largest record company in the world as UMG is well diversified and owns numerous smaller labels, publishing companies, merchandising companies, and audiovisual media. In 1992, many outstanding musicians and artists who appear in the who's who of the music business, like Lady Gaga, Luke Bryan, Imagine Dragons, and the Beatles, had their careers promoted and pushed by UMG.
So that's all for today's video. If you made it this far, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for more awesome content. Thanks for watching.